misses low for a ball, and our nightcap underway. Olivia Bark, another freshman who has just lit it up in everything she's done. 6 games already coming into this tournament. Badgers coming off a win, 8-0 against the Toreros of San Diego. So both teams winning the front end of their doubleheader. Probably means some real good softball in store.
I just heard from the dugout of Wisconsin, I don't know what you do, but I know you get on base. Doesn't really matter if you get on base.
It's true. Torres takes the short play. Not that time. Sets up Peyton Bannon. Go from a freshman to a senior. This Badger attack, super varied in how it comes across. Maxwell starts it out with a strike. Bannon chops it up, slow roll, Guido, the second.
Sabrito, so strong defensively. This one, an easy grounder. I just love her release, how quickly she gets rid of the ball.
That one dovetails away. Fiona Gerardo, the final hope here for UW in the opening salvo. Gerardo's got a quick 2-0 count. Wisconsin team got off to their best start in a few years. It's 2020 to be exact. And had a bunch of leads in Clearwater. Couldn't quite find those pivotal plays late. But that teaches you a lot, especially with a young team. And they'll bring all that experience and wisdom to bear here against Oklahoma.
You're Wisconsin, you're knowing Kelly Maxwell. She is known for that curveball, working that backdoor and across the plate. But regardless, whenever you see those pitches, it's going to start, if you're a righty, it's going to start outside, it's going to end up breaking into you. If you're a lefty, it's going to start in, it's going to end up breaking away. So being able to set your body up for those pitches and not fall into that temptation of, oh, it's outside, it's going to stay there. Letting yourself know, okay, that ball isn't going to stay there that whole time. Hitting the ball where it's going to end up instead of where it's pitched, that's going to be key for Wisconsin.
Brooke Kuffel has been on a tear, leading the Big Ten in slugging percentage, second in the country in home runs, and Wisconsin valuing every bit here. Ava Kuzak's going to come in and run for the Badgers. She's off to a great start, too. I'd be surprised if we see her stay in the game. Strike one. Beg your pardon, that'll be Linkletter over at first base. That one goes straight back. Kuzak's hitting 9th, so she'll definitely stay in the game. Maxwell, a little uncharacteristic. Her third walk today, first in this game, but had a couple in that relief appearance at the end against Mississippi State. Right now, Cuffle giving her a battle. There it is, Kelly Maxwell, the bounce back answer. Gerardo gets on, but that's all. The Sooner bats coming up.
Brings a lot of energy with their bats, bring a lot of momentum.
Shelby Jacobson has been a workhorse for Wisconsin. Over 20 innings pitched already. It has been on the tough end of the decision each time. So right now, she will just try and hold serve and keep an Oklahoma offense at bay. That went stride for stride with Mississippi State in the first couple innings and wound up scoring in nearly every inning down the stretch.
Nice, tempting pitch there. Coleman doesn't bite, but I like that thought from Jacobson.
Nice play. How about that from the sophomore? Kuzak goes full extension for the out.
This one just poked by Jada Coleman. Could have been danger if it was down on the ground, but what a snag. Look at this full out extension. And then she gets up like it was no big deal.
Whatever, no problem. That's called helping out your pitcher. Jacobson goes to work against Tiare Jennings with ball one. That's a little bit of carry into foul territory and no problem. Bojanin out number two.
Back-to-back pop-ups pretty early in the count for both of these hitters. Nice job by Jacobson. Establishing her zone early. Getting some missed hits.
Want to see the action in person, that's where you go. RainhunterClassic.com is the place for the in-person action. Still plenty to go here for Oklahoma and Wisconsin. So if you want to come hang out in Cathedral City, there is plenty still on your plate. And if you're hanging out with us here on Flow, we're always happy to have you. It's a good time. Rito's got that on-base percentage up to an even 500, getting on base every other time. Just a machine. Right there, though, popped out of the stance and tried to send it to the moon. Nastiness. Jacobson drops in a dime. Her first games. They are next up for Oklahoma. A great morning session one as well for the Oregon Ducks against Nebraska, who is going to come out really, really angry tomorrow after they feel they should have won 2 today. Wells, a big hack on the first pitch.
How's that for Cal leading the pack with 6 home runs? I always liked just sneaking a little peek at the home run leaderboard.
I'd imagine you and your team were generally near or at the top.
Depended on the year. Believe it or not.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oklahoma did not always hit home runs quite like they do now. This pitch,
Maxwell.
Nice backdoor, just catching the back tip of that plate.
All right, I'll say this then. Your final year in 2021, I guarantee the Oklahoma Sooners were at the top of that list.
Absolutely.
That one's fired in there for a bounce-back strike here for Kelly Maxwell. That, of course, one of the greatest teams ever that served as the launching pad for this run for the Sooners and is now right at the heart of the chase for 8. Hit well, 5-6. Wells, a leadoff knock.
Nice hit by Wells. That's that curveball that comes in on the hands. She's waiting for that, anticipating that pitch to come in. And whenever it does, she just turns on it. We talked last inning about Wisconsin and the knowledge of who Kelly Maxwell is. She's a grad pitcher. She's been around for 5 years, very successful. That means there's a lot of film on her. Wisconsin being able to get some research in, see some film, make game plans. You know, with Maxwell, anything that comes in, they're going to have to stay on it.
Looping ball, the only play is Torres to Jennings. Bree Mitchell came in as the pinch runner, and all she can do is sprint down the line. The fielder's choice for Blomberg, and Bojan comes up.
This one not unsimilar to the one that Coleman hit earlier. Torres, pretty much the only play that she had was at second.
Does bring in Bojan. She watches and goes after the first pitch she sees. She's riding a 4-game hitting streak. Had 9 plate appearances last year. This is her 20th AB. So already going 5X. And this certainly poised to be a breakout year for the sophomore.
Was talking to some softball people just throughout this week, and I was talking to them about the impressive numbers that we've seen from pitchers at Puerto Vallarta, talking to them about the impressive numbers that we've seen from the hitters over in Clearwater, and just a number of freshmen that we've also seen, and the ability to come in, not have a ton of at-bats, being able to be new to a program, but I think that also applies to those who have been waiting their time, biding their time on the bench. Whenever their moment comes, they've been ready.
For that, already seen 3 pinch runners. It's a good pitch from Maxwell. And now over at first, it's Lucy checking in, Danielle Lucy. This is a Wisconsin team that rewards your effort. If you put in the time, you will get a chance in the game. Somehow, some way, whether it's running, whether it's hitting, all part of this Coach Healy system, you will get into the game if you put in the intensity in practice. There's the boss in Madison right there. Keeping Lucy at first for now. See if they get creative with 2 strikes. Maxwell comes home. Just enough time for Jennings to turn 2. Tiare Jennings was challenged in our first game a bit. She's more than up to it here in round 2. Tiare, during her amateur and pro playing career, coached softball at Pittsburgh State, then formed a business conducting softball coaches clinics throughout the entire United States, a tremendous ambassador for the sport. And so she is honored at the biggest preseason tournament. 1 pitch, 1 out, couple to grab.
Oklahoma struggling a little bit with Jacobson at the plate. That's their 3rd fly ball. -3 to strikeout. That's all we've seen from them so far. But Ella Parker, she had a game just a couple minutes ago. There's a lot of power to your swing as well.
Couple of quality knocks for Ella Parker. Her and Cassidy Pickering both really stirred the drink at the bottom of the Oklahoma lineup. Now Ella right at the heart of it, hitting 5. Cassidy in the 7 hole here for OU. Coach Gasso did say there was a lot of moving parts last weekend, and that will apparently hold true here as well at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. A lot of similar names, but in different positions here in round 2 for the Sooners. Parker hits it foul. Shout out to our sponsors for the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic, Japan Takam. Japan Takam is the Japanese Trade Association of Confectionery Manufacturers, as well as Jug Sports, the Mini 3 Jugs machine, the easy answer to all your softball practice needs. Anything but practice right now. Live reps and good ones between these two.
Tell you what, though, I do remember those jug machines.
There you go.
They made me look silly.
It's all right. You face adversity against the machine, so when you get to the live arm, you succeed. You certainly did.
That was pretty much the mindset at Oklahoma. Try to make practice harder than the game, so whenever you go out there, the game's just like another day at practice. Good
Long
hold.
take. Parker's patience pays off.
It's a good hold there by Parker, because that's a tempting pitch by Jacobson. She has done such a great job so far to these hitters of just giving them pitches that just tease them right close enough that you want to swing at. It's so tempting. It's so hard to be able to hold up.
First pitch into Sydney Sanders, misses low for ball 1. Pop throw down, nothing doing. So Sanders in the driver's seat. And now Sid Sanders firmly in control. Three and one, pop throw down to second, squirts away. A stolen base for Ella Parker. her second.
Parker getting down there on that line. See, it was a little unexpected. Well, she framed that, held it for a good second before she threw that ball.
From 3-0 to 3-2.
Back-to-back changeups.
Sanders can't believe it. From 3-0 to strike 3. Second K today for Shelby Jacobson.
This one, that's a nice job by Wells behind the plate. I don't think this one is a strike, but look at the way she sells it. She's able to get that call for her pitcher. That is a big, big out for Wisconsin.
Still an RBI chance for Cassidy Pickering. Watches strike 1. Jacobson goes screwball. That had a little too much screw.
Oklahoma having to switch gears and go from pitcher who was throwing out and up to pitcher that's throwing predominantly down with Jacobson. Definitely teasing locations as setups for these Oklahoma hitters.
Sooners pretty much saw the full pitching staff from Mississippi State in game 1, especially as they ran away with it down the stretch. A lot of different arm slots, pitch angles at play here. And too much motion running away on that screwball. Jacobson's payoff, lofted in right back up the middle. Parker taking the wide turn and safe. Opening lead to OU. Two freshmen.
The freshman getting it done. Pickering takes advantage. This one, that off speed, but it's elevated over the middle of the plate. Drives it nice and hard, and Parker does a good job of getting in right before that tag from Wells. And Oklahoma takes the lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the second.
They're not booing, they're saying boon. In a different spot than we're used to seeing her. Riley hitting 8 instead of 9 here for the Sooners. Still has that same opportunity, turn the lineup over, plus an RBI chance with Pickering at second. Look out.
Corey, both you and I were shocked whenever we saw Boone in the 8th spot. We said, what is going on? Riley Boone has been so solid in that 9. Just boosting her up, just wedging towards between Riley Boone and Jada Coleman.
A great change there for Shelby Jacobson. That was the perfect pitch with Boone looking to bunt. Coach Gasso's still got a few surprises left for us, even if it is just shifting Riley one spot in the batting order. Right now, Wisconsin and Jacobson, a quality surprise against this OU offense. Riley Boone asks for time. This is a pitcher in Shelby Jacobson who last year had 1 appearance against DePaul through 2 innings pitched. That was the extent. Now she's becoming an absolute workhorse for Wisconsin. Up the middle from Boone. Cassidy Pickering comes around to score. The Sooners double their lead, and it's all coming with 2 outs right now for Boone and OU.
The lefties getting it done here against Jacobson. Boone, it's that same pitch. It's elevated. It's up just a little high. Nice job by Riley Boone. Not only getting that ball hit up the middle, but also drawing just enough attention from center fielder Bannon to make her want to double check, make sure Riley Boone doesn't go to second. Pickering, she's able to get home safely.
Both of the newcomers eventually come around to score for Oklahoma. And here's the other end of the spectrum, a senior, Melina Torres.
And it tells you about the progression that a pitcher makes in the offseason, what they do in the summertime, the work that they put in the fall during winter break. For Jacobson to have such a drastic change with her innings, that tells you she had a moment where she decided, okay, you know what? Let's flip the switch. Let's see what I can do.
It's been fun to watch. She really battled against Oklahoma State, 6 1/3. Lofted into center, where Bannon awaits. Shelby Jacobson does eventually slow the Sooner roll, but it's 2-0 OU. They are still having a blast out there at Wrigley Field. (8-9-1) here for Scotty. Playing with Ellie Hubbard, watching strike 1.
Backdoor just getting away from Kelly Maxwell just a little bit. One thing that I've liked from Wisconsin, they've put her in a couple of deep counts, just waiting, making her throw a couple more pitches than you would normally see.
Kelly would tell you, she hasn't had her best stuff yet here in Cathedral City, but has still been about perfect. Double play certainly helps. Got one of those from Tiare Jennings to end the 2nd inning.
The classic defense wins championships, it wins games.
No doubt. The luxury for Oklahoma is twofold. One, even if Kelly doesn't have her best stuff, that's still better than 85% of America. And 2, they still have 2 really good pitchers in Keeney and Deal who have not thrown yet today. Chop foul. Just one of those runs, right, Nicole? Sometimes even the best pitchers, you know, again, Kelly's still pitching well, but the walks are a bit odd for her.
Yeah, a little uncharacteristic. Looks like just a little trouble locating that backdoor curve. That arm getting away from her.
There's another. Couple of walks in this game, couple of walks previous against State. But the best pitchers, once runners get on, is when they really shut it down. That's what Maxwell's done throughout the course of the last hour or so.
Yeah, you've just seen those curveballs whether it's across the plate, just travel a little bit too far like that last pitch, or even on those back doors, those hips closing too soon, causing that arm to bump up against it and then just kind of go wide. You're seeing Kinsey Hansen really working double time back there for her pitcher, doing a fantastic job, being a bit of a brick wall.
That one lofted into right. Nevin takes the wide turn. She just came in to pinch run, and just like that, the sophomore Ava Kuzak has 2 in scoring position for the Badgers.
How's that? You come into pinch run and immediately you're having to get those horses going. This one drops perfectly over in right field. Riley Boone having to reach over, really stretch. Just those couple of extra steps allows her to get to second.
I was going to talk about how Ava's having a breakout season. Didn't even get a chance. That's fired in strike 1 though. Olivia Bark.
Well, Wisconsin's put themselves into a nice position here, getting that leadoff walk, being able to move those runners over. You have 2 in scoring position with no outs.
Lofted over to the right. Play is at first, and it's there. Torres and Sanders do salvage something, but the lead is cut in half. Bark scoring Nevin.
This one hit hard off the glove of Sanders. That was a nice recovery by Elena Torres. Thought about going home, but I think that was the right call. Make sure you get an out. Make sure you work with your defense, and you can see them right now just talking, huddling up. But that was a great job by Wisconsin, capitalizing, again, drawing that first walk, that first leadoff walk. Capitalizing on that, getting around the bases, capitalizing on the error by Sanders, getting a run across.
That's why you see Coach Healy just continue to put in these pinch runners. Ordinarily, it's to go to the card and get some bunt action going, but 2 in scoring position, you just have flat speed out there. It serves them well. They get the first run in this tournament against Kelly Maxwell, and Peyton Bannon working ahead in the count. Bannon, there is that Wisconsin small ball ethos. Run down, tag on Kuzak. Aggression sometimes backfires, but still, Wisconsin gets 1 out of the flurry, and the inning's not over yet.
This one, attempted squeeze play, but Bannon, you have to find a way to protect your runner. Bark did a good job being able to move around. Excuse me, Kuzak did a good job being able to move around, trying to get out of that pickle, but as a batter, knowing that the squeeze is coming, especially for one that's a little bit over the plate. I know Kelly Maxwell has some great movement, but you can't leave your runner stranded to die, especially whenever you have somebody on third base. That costs you a lot of momentum.
Chopped up, Maxwell got some help. That'll frustrate Wisconsin, but they are on the board, cutting the Oklahoma margin away from our action in Cathedral City. Boomers, arcade games, go-karts. You can catch a roller coaster at some of them in the nationwide chain. First pitch, Jada Coleman misses for ball 1.
As a fan at the Mary Nutter, there's a lot of things that you can do. So much whenever you're a player. Much softball 24/7. I mean, right now it is a late night here, and these athletes are playing a really close game. Really good job by Wisconsin to cut that lead in half. That last half inning. by the time they're done, it's let me grab my dinner and let me go to bed. I am tired. We got to do it all again in the morning.
Yeah, OU will have a relatively quick turnaround. Our second game of the day here on Wrigley tomorrow. Scotty's got Long Beach at 2 Central Time, which is noon on the West Coast. I am not a math major, but I think I got that one right. Jada Coleman's in a good spot. Do that math.
Not to mention both of these teams, they're used to being in a different time zone, just getting used to the new one here out in California. And Jada Coleman cannot believe that changeup, but man, that was a nice one. Jacobson, that one just dropped off the bat. You can see as it comes across the screen how it just falls underneath those letters.
Love Jada's face. That's the second one that an Oklahoma hitter's really disagreed with. Sanders thought she had a walk, got called back. Coleman thought she had a walk, got called back. Scott Meyer calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. A big smile on his face.
Patty Gasso doesn't intimidate him.
So instead of the walk, it's a full count. And Coleman goes from standing at first to flying out to Lucy. Leading softball brands Easton and Rawlings have all new Ghost Advanced and Mantra Plus bats. If you want to increase your bat speed, reduce tension, and take your game to the next level, the Airwave Performance Mouthpiece delivers those benefits and more. Check out the Airwave. Tiare
Nice
Jennings.
first pitch.
Tiare straight up to shooting out of play.
Jacobson doing a nice job of keeping those pitches low in the zone. They're at the bottom part of that strike zone. She doesn't want to leave anything elevated. Last inning, that's what Oklahoma took advantage of, those elevated higher pitches.
Jennings flies out. Lucy's been busy out and left, but no problem. Sets up Brito. Or does it?
Anyway, Jacobson, look at her in the circle. Look how loose she looks, very relaxed. She's just like, all right.
Yep.
She's out here killing time, spinning balls.
Hanging out, enjoying the vibes in Cathedral City. It is Brito still. It was just Coach Gasso calling timeout. Impart some last-second wisdom. Advantage Jacobson on the first.
Big swing by Alyssa Brito on that outside half. That was the one that we saw Tiare Jennings take a swing of, not being able to make contact on that one. That has been Jacobson's bread and butter.
That one high and tight. Heads up.
But think of the spread that she just created. 2 balls low and away, and then that one up and in, making Brito back off the plate. Messes with the timing, messes with the eye level.
Another look at Shelby Jacobson establishing her presence. Brito scoops that one up, lifts it to Linkletter for the final out of the frame. 4 in a row for Shelby Jacobson. She's standing tall, and we've got a 1-run game through. Gerardo back in.
Wisconsin, by being disciplined at the plate, they created some momentum for themselves. A bit of a miscue on a squeeze play. The runner at third thrown out. Kind of ended the rally, but you could see they have a game plan in place. They're wanting to go for that inside curveball from Kelly Maxwell. They know she's struggling with that backdoor, so make her bring it across the plate, make her come into them. That's an easier pitch for them to hit.
Right now, Yona Gerardo at 3-0 against Maxwell. She walked last time on 5 pitches. Strike 1. No hitters are making friends behind the plate here this evening.
Definitely not. This one I think is squarely on that corner though. Hansen doesn't even need to move that glove. That was a good pitch on that outside corner. That's the backdoor that she's been trying to find consistently.
That is definitely ball 4. So Fiona heads to first base, a leadoff walk. Strike 1. 0 for 1 today. Big hack.
Great bounce back by Kelly Maxwell. This curveball goes in on the hands. It's right there, but just enough off that she's out in front, and she does it again, back to back. Swings and misses. Kelly Maxwell bounces back from that walk with a nice K.
Yeah. Those are the building blocks for one of the nation's best. And Kuffel's been a really good hitter all year long, but that one's advantage Kelly Maxwell. Slow roll, that's Brito's across the diamond in time. Keep up with USA Softball all year long at www.usasoftball.com, finding local events, USA Softball National Championships, and the latest on certified equipment. It's all just a click away. If you're a top 12U player, you can sign up and try out for the USA All-American Games. Look at the number of All-Americans on this roster for Oklahoma. And plenty of players who will represent Team USA, not only this year, but as the Olympics loom. A lot of players going to have a chance. That gets by Brito. Gerardo's coming home. The throw is not in time. The Badgers tie it up. What a swing by Blomberg.
Talked about that curveball inside. This one just leaks over the middle of the plate, and Brito almost got that one, but we have seen some crazy hops on this field, and Brito's not able to stick that one. gets past her, and great base running from Wisconsin. And they are fired up in the dugout right now. They have come back. They have battled. It is a 2-2 game here in the fourth. In Wisconsin, they're showing that they're scrappy. They're here to play. They're not afraid of her pitching staff, each part of her battery, and respond in kind. So if something's not working, how do we respond? How do we pick up somewhere else? Right beside her, you can see the Wisconsin transfer, Peyton Monticelli. Played her freshman year at Wisconsin, transferred to Oklahoma this past year.
May see her at some point, we'll see. Right now, it's a 3-ball count to Emily Beaudran. As the dugout will also inform you. Maxwell bounces back.
This one, Maxwell gets over the middle of the plate, just trying to get something.
Another walk. Credit Wisconsin too, because they are taking some tough pitches. And that is the 4th of this game for the Badgers.
I mean, as a hitter, it's easier to feel comfortable taking those pitches whenever it's a 3-1 count, whenever that pitcher has been struggling to spot it up, whenever you're not able as a pitcher to get ahead, dominate the zone, establish where your pitches are going consistently.
Chopped up straight to Maxwell to close the frame. But Wisconsin does the job. The Badgers top 25 represented not only here on Wrigley, but throughout our streams right here on Flow Softball at the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Jacobson 2-2 in the ball game, and right now she wants to keep it exactly that way. Kinsey Hansen, the leadoff hitter for Oklahoma.
Jacobson knows Kinsey Hansen has a ton of power, but if she can get her to chase after that rise ball, it's no secret. Hansen likes those pitches high. If she can get her to chase just a little high, maybe get another pop-up.
Flew out to right last time. Good little bounce back there.
It's a beautiful pitch from Jacobson. Just falls right at the bottom of Hansen's zone. That's a good hold, though, as a hitter. Just because a pitch is a strike doesn't mean you necessarily need a swing.
Time called here by Kinsey Hansen and the Sooners. Good protection swing there.
It's a great battle there by Hansen. She's been getting a couple of those strike calls down at the bottom of the zone. Got to think, though, this might be a setup pitch for a rise ball out of the zone from Jacobson.
It's been good so far. Shelby comes home, goes low in the zone. Hansen loops it up, but out of play. A wink and a grin right there.
Absolutely.
Hansen spoils another.
That's a setup pitch that Jacobson wanted that swing and miss on. She goes low, 3 pitches in a row, back to back to back. And then high, tight in on the hands. It's all about changing that eye level, changing that speed difference.
Hansen battling to the full extent here. Jacobson's payoff, misses low. An 8-pitch walk for K9.
And that is a different look for Oklahoma. I feel like these innings have been going by so quickly. It has been 3 up, 3 down for them in the first and the third. Swing early in the count, not taking a ton of time, but actually taking a little bit of a note from Wisconsin's book. Starting to take some of those pitches, see more pitches. Second time through the lineup, looking a little bit more disciplined.
Maya Bland will come in and run over at first base. So a freshman at first, freshman at the plate, Bland and Parker. Parker goes 5-6. Bland taking second, and a little bobble will put Bland 60 away.
That was a great read by Parker. That's a low and outside pitch. He's able to drive it hard, but also look at Hubbard transferring. Looks like she's going to cover from shortstop. She was going to cover second base. That one just left a step too early.
Oklahoma was more average than exceptional last weekend, and Oklahoma won their games by like a combined 40-1. You know what she means. Oklahoma fans know what she means. But it is a high standard for these Sooners, and they're starting to round into form here in our nightcap. Sanders 1-1.
Corey couldn't have said it better
talks
myself.
About it a lot. There you go. Coach Gasso does talk about it, though. She says she wants her returners to feel fear. And so constant pressure, especially by these freshmen, makes a huge difference. Nebraska putting some fear into these Sooners. That's a great run over there by Kuzak to try and make a difference. She went hard into the fence.
It was a good run, but I almost want to say it's a good thing they didn't catch it. It's not too often that you hear people say, I'm glad she didn't catch that one. That was great effort, but think about the speed that you have on third base. No outs. You catch that one, Oklahoma probably gets that run across. And your pitcher has been dealing. Jacobson has done such a good job being able to get just some mishits, miss swings from Oklahoma from the majority of the lineup.
Sanders will just chop it foul. Maya Bland just 60 away here.
And you can tell Jacobson, she's not a pitcher who just gets the sign, says, okay, rocks and fires. She communicates with her catcher. She's knowledgeable on where she wants to place her pitches.
Sanders went and poked it, and that bobble scores Bland. Oklahoma back on top. I think Maya might have scored no matter what, but that's insurance.
That one, they had to know it was coming with the speed, but it looks like just a little moment's hesitation of let me look up, let me see where these runners are, and that ball was misplaced. But that was a great read also by Ella Parker, noticing that the ball rolled behind and advancing, getting all the way to third.
Cassidy Pickering standing by the batter's box right now. Coach Gasso had the lineup card out. Don't know if that's a re-entry for Bland. May very well be. Right now, Parker standing at third. That'll be the runner. And Hannah Kaur coming into the game. Got that bat in round one. Now she'll run the bases here on the back end of the doubleheader for Oklahoma. Pop throw down, and that is well done, but a fist out. A bad beat there for Wisconsin.
This one, that throw had her beat, but look at the way this base is covered. There is no space for Hannah Kaur to be able to slide into the bag, and that's why the obstruction call is shown there. And Hannah Kaur stays at second. I think that was a right call by the umpire. Guzak, whenever she went up to grab it, you saw her feet move from in front of the bag to standing directly blocking the view. You get to see it again here. If you're Hannah Kaur, there is no way that you can slide into that bag.
Screwball misses outside. And so the Sooners just continue to cash in. Pickering still with a chance.
Nice off speed by Jacobson, just a tad too high, but again, even though it wasn't called a strike, I think it's a great setup pitch for her in the pitches that she throws.
Pickering lifting to left, and that's well out of play. Blomberg gave it an effort, but that's in amongst the fans. Still a great crowd.
Just a little out of reach.
Just a bit. You have to admire the tenacity. That is really the core of Wisconsin softball. Make it happen no matter what. And there's something to be said for. You get the uniform a little bit dirty, get the adrenaline coursing, get into a game. These are the working innings. No better way to show work than a dirty uni. Run it full here for Jacobson.
That's the off speed that she wanted to get just a few pitches ago. Bringing it down just a couple of inches to get it called.
Pickering lifting again to Blomberg. That one's out of reach as well. Cassidy Pickering continuing to be fantastic for the Sooners. Kaur comes around to score. It's a 3 spot for OU. And here comes number 1.
Cassidy Pickering, the freshman, takes this ball deep, 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 as far as you can go out the left field line. And we've seen out in that left field area, whenever that ball bounces, especially with the lefty, it's tailing away from the field of play. So once it bounces, it's going to go farther into foul territory. So Bloomberg, not only is she chasing after that ball, but once it bounces, she's continuing to have to go farther towards that back corner of the field.
A gritty day for Shelby Jacobson. Cassidy Pickering has her first career double, and it's got Oklahoma up by 3. Yanomo's first pitch misses for ball 1. Meanwhile, I got to tell you, I think Cassidy Pickering likes playing on flow. First career at bat, she launches a grand slam as part of a 5 RBI day in Puerto Vallarta. And now she's got about 5 hits today, and in this game, a single and a double, both of which produced runs.
Must be something.
A real argument for Big 12 Freshman of the Year. It's just the Oklahoma players, because Ella Parker's right there too. That's, of course, National Freshman of the Year, whichever one does win it. A lot of competition in that room. Boone watching 3-1.
Tight hold there from Riley Boone. You can really see Oklahoma start to take some more pitches as this 4th inning started. They have been more disciplined at the plate, letting the balls come to them.
Yano a little bounce back. Where she's thrived, doing a lot of relief work for the Badgers. She's hoping for a hold right now, not so. Boone works the walk. This is Alina Torres scheduled to hit. Let's see.
This pitch to Boone. That screwball just gets away from her. That arm just tailing away from the body. Too much.
Alina is going to get a chance. Adigasso trusting the senior. She's been good in the big moments. There's no doubt about that. .500 in Oklahoma City last year. Also had a tremendous bedlam against Oklahoma State. Torres hits a foul. Good one so far. Wisconsin and Oklahoma battling early, but it's a 3-run inning here at Big League Dreams, Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Happy to have you along for our nightcap. Corey Brooks, Nicole Mendez with you. Wherever you may be watching, whether it is 2:06 Eastern time for you or 11 o'clock, we're happy to have you. Good effort there by Wells, but it's just out of her reach.
That was a great effort. Watch this replay. This ball fouled up. Wells able to find it pretty much immediately, but right at the last minute, you could tell she was trying to decide if she wanted to catch it on her feet or have to get down just a little bit lower. Just missed that ball.
Lift into shallow right. That's perfect placement for Alina Torres. Captain Clutch has another Pickering 60 away from run 6 for OU.
Pickering, nothing but smiles after this one. Alina Torres, this one doesn't get all of her barrel, but just enough. Flares, they always work. Falls just right in front of right field. And loads up the bases for Jada Coleman. She's had 2 flyouts so far.
Now she's up 1-0.
And she's been aggressive at the plate.
She has.
But the biggest difference, we talked about it, the biggest difference with Oklahoma this inning, they've been able to wait on pitches. They've been more disciplined, letting the pitchers come to them instead of the other way around.
Shelby Jacobson did really do good work. This top three a combined 0 for 6 against her. I remember watching as she fires it in for a strike.
Yeah, that was a good pitch on that inside half. Just kind of squeezed on that black line on the plate. Feel Coleman back up on that one. See how far off the plate she is right now.
Gave her a chance to stare at that one the whole way. Pretty wild. We talked about how Wisconsin has gone up against a murderer's row schedule-wise. All you have to do is look at the pitching log for Tessa Mayanamo. Her last 5 appearances were against Missouri, Washington, UCF, Oklahoma State, and Georgia. Did a decent job there, limiting most of those, keeping it 3 runs or less, especially against Missouri. 6 2/3, 3 runs scored. There's no shame in that against the Tigers. Wisconsin just barely missing a quality dub in that one.
Yeah, those are quality offenses that they have been facing.
And Coleman walks in a run. Pickering comes around to score. The Oklahoma lead is 4.
And big smiles, high fives all around as a freshman goes inside the dugout. Oklahoma strengthens their lead. They came into this inning, and you could tell that they had met in the circle in between innings. They said, all right, what is it that we need to change? What adjustment do we need to make to chase this pitcher out of the lineup, get her out of the game, get another pitcher in here? And it was obvious. There was a lot of fly balls. There were a lot of 2-pitch swings. Get deeper into counts. Be a little bit more patient. Don't swing at everything. Be picky with the ones that you want.
And so that brings in Tiara Jennings, who's already passed Lauren Chamberlain for number 2 in Oklahoma history. But as she chases down Alo, she's got a chance to add a whole lot more to the RBI column right now. And I think she was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, this pitch, outer half, but that is a big hack from Jennings. You could tell she wanted it.
Instead, pops it up. Bannon ranges over. Still another RBI for Tiara Jennings. Number 2 further solidified for 23.
This is now the 9th person up to bat. Brito coming up to bat. Oklahoma, they've been able to continue to pass the bat, continue to be productive. So even though Jennings pops that one out, gets out, it was a productive one. It was a sac fly that was deep enough to score the run. Boone, being on third, has a lot of speed.
Chopped up by Brito. A bobble is enough. Oklahoma pouring it on right now.
That was a good pitch. That was the result that you want to see. But look how far apart this defense is. It just tips off of the glove of third baseman Bojan, and Hubbard's trying to get over, to range over to be able to grab it, but whenever it tips off the glove, it just goes right past her into the outfield.
Avery Hodge comes around to score. Oklahoma has batted around. Kinsey Hansen led off this inning with a walk. She eventually came around to score. She'll get a second chance here in the fourth.
Coach Gasso almost forgetting to re-enter some of her players, and you could hear her saying, "Thank you for reminding me." Some of her players helping her out here.
Re-entry is a tough task. We saw a big hit taken off the board down in Puerto Vallarta because of an illegal substitution call.
We saw some crazy things down in Puerto Vallarta.
Yes, we did. It's an important thing, though, and whether it's coaches helping out or players helping out, you can see it where you have to be on top of re-entry. Just like you have to be on top of all the other wild stuff we saw. We saw drop dead time, an intentional strikeout, 2 runners standing at the same base, a player leaving early to go to the dugout, being called out of the baseline. Little snag. That's enough. Zach and Bark. Jada Coleman goes to third.
I would say out of a tough situation that Wisconsin has been in this inning, that was a good job of minimizing the hits, the power hits that Oklahoma is known for. Sure, there's been a couple of bobbles.
Parker gets it down into left. Jada Coleman coming around to score. That's 9. Brito coming around to score. That's 10. Oklahoma has shortened this game. The Badgers are down to their final 3 outs. And folks, Oklahoma's got another impressive freshman. That's just quality right there for Ella Parker.
Ella Parker knew what I was going to say. I was about to say, I haven't seen a hard hit, a ton of power. And of course, right before I say it, that one driven hard down the line, able to score those runs. We saw Oklahoma last game against Mississippi State. They were a couple runs short. They were 2 runs short of being able to get that run rule win. And we talked about the standard that Patty Gasso has for her team. And with that comes the expectation of, okay, if you're 2 runs away, if you can get that many runs, the expectation is just get 2 more, just push 2 more. If you're going to get all the way there and not finish, that's a job left undone.
You play 5 no matter what.
Undone. Riley Ludlum, her number has been called multiple times. She's come through clutch for her team. Last game we got to see her, didn't get on base, but a really hard shot. Raised the arm of the pitcher.
Yanamo puts that one down, though. I love the story that Patty Gasso told about bringing Ludlum to Norman. He said they hadn't really heard of her, but hey, catcher in the portal, had good numbers, so they call her up. Coach Gasso says, hi, this is Coach Gasso, and Riley says, shut up. No, it's not. Not too many people have told Patty Gasso to shut up, but it's a great addition for Oklahoma. Ludlum pops up, though. Wisconsin needs...
Good to see Carly Keeney come into the circle.
Make that exact change. Here is Carly Keeney looking to slam the door all of a sudden for the Sooners. Keeney's been great. 11 2/3 ERA, perfect, 0. Record of 1-0, a few strikeouts to her name as well. They weren't even sure she'd be able to pitch yet after breaking her finger a few months ago. And then not only does she get cleared, but she comes out and dominates in Puerto Vallarta, just like she did when she was a member of the Liberty Flames. She's brought that over. Well, a couple of portal additions. Went to break talking about Ludlum, and now here's Keeney.
She came into the season mid-January. Haven't thrown a pitch since the beginning of the fall. Her very first practice at Oklahoma. broke her finger. Coach Gasso might have gotten a little carried away with the fungo. And very first day, finger, pitching hand broken. And you got to believe how excited she was to be able to come into this program last year, wanting to leave a mark. And then you're sidelined and you're having to wait mentally. That takes a toll, yes. But you can either let it take a toll or you can do something about it. You can learn about the game in other ways. And I think it's clear that she has. Mentally, she is tough. So while she's still playing a little bit of catch up physically, that mentality, that is carrying her through, and not that she needs that much help.
Right. Other end of it here for Scotty. The sensational sophomore Kuzak nearly just fouled down the line. She had that really good defensive play to open up this game, and she really has been a revelation for Coach Healy and this team. Came in slugging about 500. Had a lot of action early on last year and now looks to be a mainstay for this Badger team throughout the 2024 season. Kuzak chops it up. That one won't go away, but Ava's no stranger to responsibility. She's got 3 dogs and 12 chickens at home. That's a lot to keep an eye on.
Oh, that's the whole farm. Torres, nice job grabbing this one on a short hop, staying down, staying through this ball, getting a quick out at first.
Goes foul. Bonet's a proud partner with Mary Nutter. Check out Bonet products and design your new setup. Also, USA Preps, the largest college camp and tournament company in the country with close to 100,000 players helped so far and counting. If you have a player interested in playing college softball, like the players you're watching right now, go to usapreps.com and register for an event. Olivia Bark, watching one outside. Bark watching ball. Wisconsin's got Long Beach and Utah. That would be the Utah Tech Invitational. Oklahoma, San Diego State, Seattle, and Loyola Marymount to wrap it up before they go home for the first time and open up Love's Field on March 1st against Miami. A long-awaited debut for the Oklahoma Sooners. New home in Norman. And Bark works the walk.
Good job by Bark. It's easy whenever you're down by 8 to kind of feel deflated, but I love how she goes into this at-bat. You never, as a batter, you never want to give up an at-bat. You want to keep your same intensity all the way through.
Peyton Bannon watching a ball as well. Wisconsin has done a really good job of this, and it will get lost in the final score, but they eventually ran Maxwell out of the circle by virtue of their patience. And they're doing the same thing to Carly Keeney right now. And these are a pair of consistent strike throwers. So Wisconsin's doing a really nice job, Nicole, gaining count leverage early and then using it.
And that's what you want to see, is that is game plan. That's not unintentional. That is game plan, in-game communication of saying, hey, it's not just me going through the lineup multiple times to figure that out, but me going to my teammates and saying, I noticed this, keep an eye out for this. And then 2 teammates say, yeah, I've noticed it too. Okay, that's a trend. That's something that we want to lay off of. How can we use this to our advantage? Like you said, it kind of ran Kelly Maxwell out of the circle.
Wisconsin team not afraid nor intimidated, even as Oklahoma did their thing. The Badgers upset Alabama last year, so they know what it takes to beat a team of this caliber, and they'll continue to get opportunities. They've got the Big West champs tomorrow, Utah shortly thereafter.
Foul ball flew onto the field. There's a couple of other fields here at this park, so you gotta keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
These balls just hop on over all the time.
Surprised it hasn't happened more often, to be honest. Especially with all the power we've got. We did. There was one.
See in the background, Gasso moving her defense, telling her, watch out for the steal, watch this movement.
In on the hands, good protection swing right there for Peyton Bannon. That's actually something I didn't really kind of think about till now. Part of it is just, you know, hey, Oklahoma's limited the base runners, but Wisconsin's been pretty quiet on the base pass. They made a lot of substitutions and had good speed, but didn't quite work that steal game that really is at the core of Wisconsin softball. At least part of that has to be because Kinsey Hansen pretty good at erasing it.
Nice block again by Hansen. We were just talking about her, showing off a little bit. It was a nice block by Hansen behind the plate. Whenever you have a catcher who can not only block that ball, but get up and have the threat of being able to throw out a runner.
Lifted into center. Some good carry on that swing from Bannon. All the way back, but that is where it ends. Good range out there for Jada Coleman.
That one hit very well, super deep into that right center gap. There's a screwball from Keeney that didn't quite get in on the hands, especially after some of the pitches that Bennett had fouled off. Tight, tight, tight. Never see one over the middle of the plate. Feels a little bit easier to handle.
Gerardo hoping to handle one right now. She is the final hope for Wisconsin. Into the glove, the streak continues. 64 in a row for the Oklahoma Sooners and an undefeated start in Cathedral City. 2 games that started super tight, and then the Sooners show their form. A pair of dominant wins against 2 good teams on day number 1 for Oklahoma.
Tiara Jennings able to get that last out. That's a nice play by her. We got to see her bounce back a little bit, but Oklahoma, what we really saw from them today was that 4th inning, that first game, and then again that 8-run 4th inning against Wisconsin. They just exploded. 2 freshmen standing out, Ella Parker and Cassidy Pickering, kind of the catapults for this team as far